Hey, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if you skip this part of the video, you will miss out on the deal of a lifetime. If you click the link in the description, you will see that Atlas VPN are giving out an offer to get a 3-year subscription for just $1.83 per month. That's less than Netflix's latest price increase. Plus, it comes with 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the best VPN on the market, and you can use it to watch shows that are not available on streaming services in your country. So you can watch Friends on UK Netflix, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have a subscription to Netflix. You can even use it on unlimited devices, so everyone in your house can watch Friends on UK Netflix at once. And they keep your searches private, so that we'll all finally stop spying on you. But remember, time is of the essence if you want to get this offer. Just $1.83 per month to get a 3-year subscription by clicking the link in the description below.
Am I the asshole for wearing white to my wedding? I recently got married to the love of my life. We had a perfect wedding, except for one thing, my MILs freak out when she saw my dress. When we had gone dress shopping, I invited her and I found my perfect dress. My husband's family has a tradition of always wearing blush dresses on their wedding day. They told me about this before, and I respectfully said I would wear whatever color dress my perfect dress was. Once I finally found it, it was white. Mill asked me to ask if they could alter it to make it blush, or to find a new dress if they couldn't. I said I would ask, but if they couldn't then that was that. Long story short, they couldn't and I showed up to my wedding in a white dress. All through the ceremony Mill was seething. During the reception, she pulled me aside and asked why my dress was white. I told her that I didn't want to find a new dress and they couldn't alter it. She said it was a tradition, and she was disappointed that I had broke it. Jay also said that he was disappointed when I walked down the aisle in a white dress. Was I the asshole for this? I could have just changed my dress. Jay also said that he was disappointed when I walked down the aisle in a white dress. Wow. What a memory to have of your wedding day. Not the asshole. Tell your husband if he wanted someone in blush so bad he should have worn it. It's his family tradition, not yours. Edit. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your husband is the biggest asshole though, for what he said. Jay also said that he was disappointed when I walked down the aisle in a white dress. I would be heartbroken if my fiancé said he was disappointed by me walking down the aisle. You should be able to walk down the aisle in a trash bag, and have him still be exhilarated. Not the asshole. Mill is, massively. And your husband is too, for not backing you up. Also, you could hit back and say that your family has a tradition of wearing white. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter I will help her out with her next wedding? My, M57, daughter, 32, has been divorced thrice already. She got married at 25 to the love of her life. I have her $15,000 as help for the wedding. Marriage lasted 3 years. She married the love of her life when she was 30. I have her $5,000 for a much smaller, more intimate wedding. Marriage lasted 1 year. She married the guy that got her pregnant while she was married to Never too. They divorced before my grandson was 1. She has met the love of her life and need money for the wedding. I said I would help her with the next one. Now she is crying to her mother, calling me an asshole for not believing in her future. I have managed to stay married for 33 years. It's not that difficult. My wife wants me to make peace by giving her some money. But I think it's a waste. Your call. Am I the asshole for my bad attitude towards my daughter's relationship? #EDIT. I am not trying to change anyone's mind here. I feel that I insulted people when I said, it's not that difficult, so I feel like I should explain what I meant. I met my wife when she was married to a guy the first worked with. He passed away in an industrial accident. I saw it happen. After the funeral we became friends. 3 years later we realized we cared for each other, so we started dating. We have had our ups and downs, and we have gone for counseling when we went through a really rough patch. We work hard at being there for each other. My wife is beautiful and probably had many opportunities to be unfaithful but chose to stay with me and work on our marriage. I saw all the young guys my age having fun and partying when I was using my wages to pay for my son's medical bills and such. I also chose to stay and work on my marriage. I don't remember who said it, but it applies in marriage as well. In war everything is simple. But even the simplest things are difficult. Not the asshole. Was your comment callous? A bit, but that doesn't make it untrue. $20,000 over 3 weddings is fine. She can pay her own way now. Your daughter's marriage success seems to be in direct proportion to the amount you contribute to her weddings, where 1 year equals 5K. If I'm right, for her next marriage to last as long as your own, you need to invest $165,000. Not the asshole. Thank me later. Not the asshole. Sounds like your daughter thinks you're an ATM though. Tell her to elope next time. And the time after that. And not the asshole, you've already paid for 2 weddings and she's now a grown-up with kids of her own. If she wants to get married again, she can foot the bill this time. I think your daughter likes the idea of a wedding more than staying married. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that she can't speak Japanese to my parents during Thanksgiving? I, M35, have met my girlfriend, F30, at work. We're both interpreters. We've been together for a few months and Thanksgiving will be the first time she's going to meet my parents. I am half Japanese, my dad is Japanese, my mother is American. My mother learned Japanese so she can connect with my paternal side of the family. Me and my siblings all speak Japanese. However, none of my siblings' spouses do. My girlfriend, Sasha, started learning Japanese before it got popular. She started learning it when she was 14. Has both BA and MA in Japanese and translation and interpreting. She sounds as close to a native speaker as possible. However, I wanted her that she shouldn't try and speak Japanese when meeting my parents or grandparents and that she's forbidden from using it even when I'm using it with my siblings. She asked why and I told her that I'd hate for my Sils and Bills to be uncomfortable because they don't speak it and I don't want her to become my parents, grandparents' favorite because we've only been together a few months and it wouldn't be fair if they liked her more than my Sil of 10 years who doesn't speak Japanese. She said that's ridiculous and she shouldn't have to hide it. I said that perhaps later when we've been together for longer. She asked if she had to pretend not to understand me and my siblings when we talk. And I said, exactly. She got really weird and went home. She's been kind of distant lately and I told a friend about this and they said that I was a major asshole and if they ask her about her job, she's have to lie as well. I admit, I hadn't thought of that. But I still can't see that I did anything wrong. So am I the asshole for demanding she lies? You are the asshole. It will make an impact on her relationship with your family in the future. How are they going to react when they find out she's been able to communicate with them this entire time? You are the asshole. Maybe you should have just told her that you don't see the relationship as having any real future so you don't want your family getting too attached to her because that is basically what your nonsensical prohibition amounts to. Also, if you actually cared about not leaving out the in-laws then no one would speak Japanese. Am I the asshole for reporting my nephew to the police after he stole and damaged my car? I'm 22M and I'm the product of an affair. My dad is about 25 years older than my mom so all 3 of my siblings from him are 17 plus years older than me. I didn't have a relationship with that side of the family for majority of my childhood. But my dad and grandparents often sent money, holiday cards, birthday gifts, etc. I'm a lot closer to them now and had good relationships with all of my siblings, nieces and nephews until this happened. I own a 1976 Corvette Stingray that was gifted to me by my maternal grandpa when I turned 17. I've built this car up from a roller and it's my most prized possession. I went out of town for 2 weeks for work and left my car in my paternal grandparents' garage. I don't like keeping it at my place when I'm away for long because I don't live in the best area. I've done this since my freshman year of college and there has never been any issue until now. When I got back in town, I immediately went to my grandparents' house to pick up my car and there was a big dent and a lot of paint missing off the side of my car. It looked like someone side-swiped my car. I asked them what happened and they were confused. When I showed them they were as shocked as I was. They told me that my nephew, Kevin, 25M, had been messing around in the garage the previous weekend but they didn't see him take the car at all. We checked their camera system and sure enough, he had taken my car. I tried to call Kevin but my number was blocked so I called my brother and told him what Kevin did to my car. He said he'll ask him about it and recommended a body shop for the estimate and repair. When I got the estimate back, there was $3,700 in damages. I told my brother the estimate and he said that the estimate was ridiculous and that the damages weren't that bad. I told him either he or Kevin had to pay for it to get fixed or I'd be contacting the police. I gave him 3 days and he didn't pay me so I filed a police report and gave them the videos of him taking my car. Kevin was arrested at work and my brother was pissed. He called me going off about how I ruined Kevin's life over a car and said some threats. My sisters and dad have been calling and texting me asking me to just put the family first and drop the charges, but I don't want to. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. He stole your car. You offered the option that did not include involving the police, which was him taking responsibility for the damage he did. Ultimately, they all made their own choices. The fact that they didn't believe what the consequence was doesn't mean anything. Not the asshole. If they wanted to put family first, your brother would have paid the repair costs. Simple as that. Ironic how your nephew is 3 years your senior, but lives up to every bit of the stereotypical nephew. Irresponsible, privileged and alienated from reality. Family or not, a man 3 years older than you borrowed and damaged expensive property from you, returned it without fixing it and expects there to be no consequences. Not the asshole seems like they're using family as a convenient excuse, when real family would never act that way.